Hi, I'm Wanhee, and every time I tried to get lean, I'd go through the same bloody cycle. Step 1, start with a declaration. I'm gonna get lean, get a six-pack. Step 2, eat really healthy and cut out the bad food. Step 3, see some progress. Step 4, binge eat. Step 5, feel guilty. Step 6, eat even more. Step 7, give up, and then start again. When you go through enough cycles like this, you start to think the worst. Damn, is this even possible? Why is it so hard? Is it genetics? Now this was before I found the lazy way. You see, with most things in life, being lazy gets you nowhere, but with fat loss, it can actually be your ticket to success. And it's funny how now I don't even try and I can look like this all year. Let me show you the laziest way to get lean and stay lean. The first thing you have to realize is that lazy people, it's not that they don't do the work. They just don't like to do a lot of work. So what they do is they front load a lot of the work so they don't have to do work after they've done the first little bit. This is what truly lazy people do. Lazy smart is what we want. And let me tell you, the one thing that's just going to simplify everything for the rest of your life is just know your calorie maintenance. Go 300 calories below it and just eat that. Okay, end of. You can turn off the video now. You're lean now. That's how easy it is. But most people won't front load that work. They won't go and calculate their maintenance calories. Like I ask you right now, literally right now, what is your maintenance calories? I guarantee you don't know it, because literally I've asked 100 people and about 3 to 7 around that range will know it. And the rest of them are just like, oh, what do you mean? My BMR? Like, you don't know it. Just front load the work. Go check it right now. Go type in maintenance calorie calculator, find that out. Take 300 to 400 away from that number and just eat that. Okay, bye. Have a good time. That's it. You front loaded the work, and within that framework, you can eat whatever the hell you want. Next, the next thing is going to shock you, and it's what I call ice cream and chill. Now, ice cream and chill is basically what I do when I want to get lean and stay lean. And it's a weird psychological trick I play with myself where you kind of say, you know what? Let me just prove to myself I can have ice cream and chill and still get lean. I can have pizza and chill and still get lean. Yesterday, I literally had pizza, pasta, and ice cream all in one day, and I still have something that resembles maybe I lost the six-pack maybe as a result of that. But listen, you guys can actually get lean even with eating this stuff. The real benefit of doing this is not even the fact that you can get lean. It's the fact that you prove to yourself that this journey is doable and enjoyable. That's the true benefit of ice cream and chill. We know ice cream's not good. Why is it good for the mind? Because you're proving to yourself that you can get to your goals while enjoying the fruits of life. That keeps you consistent long term. That keeps you on track doing the right things when you're not having ice cream, because you know you can have those indulgences and there's no forbidden fruits. And if you want my step-by-step guide to not only getting lean but staying lean while enjoying all these foods, and just go really deep into all of these mechanics, and you want to see exactly how I set up my meals, exactly what I eat, then grab Forever Lean Blueprint below. It's literally my blueprint to staying lean forever, and it's going to change your life. It goes very deep as well, as we'll get onto. The next thing is what I'm going to start to call vibe cardio. Now, this I discovered with one of my clients who I'm coaching, and he couldn't walk because he injured his foot. So what we started brainstorming was like, okay, so what I want you to do is something really chill that doesn't crack up your heart rate too much, doesn't get you sweating, and actually lowers stress. This is the secret. You want to find cardio that lowers stress, and there's not that many that do this. And the one that my client landed on was paddle boarding, or just like lounging and walking around in a pool. Think about that. Just walking and chilling in a pool, paddle boarding in the ocean. Those are really chill things that actually lower your stress. Are you starting to see a pattern? When things that you do lower your stress level, you're likely to binge eat less, stress eat less, get hunger spikes less, so you definitely find it easier to get lean. So do vibe cardio. It doesn't have to be walking, even though I say walking is the best cardio for fat loss, and I stand by that. If you don't like to walk, you could just like float in a pool, go paddle boarding, or just like really light jump roping. Something really chill that keeps your heart rate low and lowers stress. This is the laziest way to get lean without doing what everyone else does, which is sweaty sports and running. And then you sign up to a run club, you don't show up after a month, and then you feel bad for not sticking to it, and then you go binge eat half the fridge because you're in guilt mode, right? So we don't want to do that. If you do sports that jack up your heart rate, in the long term, it's good for your health. Of course, I do it because it's part of my life. It's a love of mine. It's a passion of mine. If you're doing it, whatever. But I mean, I'm assuming you're a lazy bum. You don't want to do that. Just quit all of that. Just do vibe cardio and walk. Next. The next thing is what I call just eat steak and forget. Now, some of you vegetarians, vegans watching this might be like, whoa, what about... It's a metaphor. But let me explain the metaphor. Just eat steak and forget is taken from the idea of
Send him 2-3 years Dagestan and forget.
what do you do if you want to get your kid to be good at wrestling? You send him to Dagestan for 2 years and forget. It's the same thing in your diet. When you don't want to think about it, you just do one thing and forget. When it comes to eating, just having a high protein dish that is your default, like just loads of steak and just don't eat much else, this is one of the biggest hacks. Now, when I stayed with my brother in London, I saw that he was doing a carnivore diet. He just ate steak and forget. He don't have no other things like potatoes. He doesn't have rice. He doesn't have all these other little things that could derail his diet. He doesn't have these little protein bars, these nutty snacks, and these little like tomato sauce and burrata and all this delicious things of the world. It was just like eat steak and forget. And he got absolutely jacked. Now, I'm not saying you got to be a carnivore, but there's something very powerful about eliminating certain ingredients from your diet. So you have certain very few minimalist ingredients that are high protein, low carb, and you just eat that and forget. If you have a few dishes like that you rotate, that's your staple, that's your system. Now, if you're a vegetarian, it might be a tofu dish, it might be a seitan dish, it might be a lentil dish. Just eat lentils and forget. Just eat tofu and forget. Just send them to Dagestan and forget. Remember that. Simple beats smart, and lazy people will love simple. Next, if you actually think about the guy that built a computer, like he didn't want to do a lot of the work of doing paperwork, so he built a computer. The guy who didn't want to ride horses to deliver text messages, he was like, let's build a phone. So you build systems that make it easy for you to execute the right things. Now, I'm going to give you the laziest system for getting lean and staying lean, and it's what I call the 3-2-1 system. You can remember this. 3 workouts a week, lifting moderate to heavy weights, 2 meals a day, and 1 walk a day. You do that, you're lean. It's so simple. You can remember it, you can replicate it. Now, you might be thinking, what workouts do I do? You gotta lift moderate to heavy weights that you can only do for around 4 to 10 reps and be in the gym grunting a little bit. And this is actually the lazy way to lose fat, because when you have more muscle mass in your body naturally just burns more energy, which means literally I could be sitting here with more muscle mass than you, do nothing, and I'm burning more fat than you. Now, you might be thinking, well, that's not lazy. I gotta get in the gym and lift heavy weights. You gotta do something, right? And if you want my system to do that, grab Aesthetic Body Blueprint. It's literally the lazy man's guide to building that V-taper aesthetic body. Just couple that with walking, which I'll get onto later, and just 2 meals a day. Build systems so that you don't have to think and you can just be lazy and execute. Next, you're lazy. You don't want to like stay up late and do work, or wake up early, get busy and do work. Who wants to do that? You do that, you start getting hungry. And with less sleep, you start to get stressed. And when you get stressed, you either reach for a cigarette or some brownies. Which one is it going to be? They're both shitty for you. So what do you want to do? Just sleep early. You'll actually have less stress in your life, which means you will do less stress-based eating, which means you're easily staying in a calorie deficit, because usually what puts you into a caloric surplus is these episodes of binge eating. And if you want to get into the science of it all, when you're sleeping well, your fat mobilization improves. Your testosterone improves when you sleep well. And what does testosterone do? Make working out feel good, make working out feel easier, build muscle easier, which means you burn fat without even trying. Do you see? It's just a positive cycle. And just mathematically speaking, because more of the day is spent sleeping, that's more of you not eating, more of you fasting. Literally, sleeping is fasting, because nobody that I know can sleep and eat at the same time. So just be a lazy ass, just chill and sleep. Next, most people naturally know you need a training routine, but you don't really think about your diet routine. Now, if you're really lazy, you don't really want to be calculating calories for every meal, thinking about how much protein is in every meal, and thinking about what you're going to eat, how you're going to clean up. It's just too much work. We're lazy. We just want to chill. So what you want to do is just build some kind of routine where you have staples that you just resort to, like chicken breast with egg, rice, and soy sauce, which is one of my favorites, or just really simply a fat steak. You can have these high protein staples where you've already calculated the calories and protein, so you just turn to them. They're delicious, you know they're healthy, and you're good. Another way to build a diet routine is to have meal plans or meal delivery. Meal plan just means you front load the work again and do all the cooking on Sunday. A lot of people do this. I personally don't like to do this because I like a bit more variety in my food. But you could have meal delivery. You have apps where you can deliver food and you choose the healthy, high protein, low carb options, and you just have them delivered to your house. Because listen, you're lazy. You don't even want to cook. You don't even want to clean clean up. Just deliver it, but make sure that it's healthy and it fits that first rule of being 300 to 400 under your maintenance in total over your day, and it being high protein. Next, when I was in the military, there were times when I would do CCTV duty where I'd sit in front of a CCTV literally from midnight to 6 a.m. Now, when you do that, the next day you get to sleep in because, you know, they're like, okay, you stayed up all night, you sleep in. So you sleep in, and then I was just sleeping in and skipping breakfast, and I was like getting super lean, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna do this all the time. So I started skipping breakfast, and everybody started copying me because they were like, every time they saw me, they were like, dude, you're getting so lean. Literally, breakfast just means break the fast. So just break that fast at lunch. And if you're lazy, you don't want to be preparing breakfast. You don't want to be eating breakfast. You're too lazy to even eat. Have you ever had that? You woke up, you're just like, I'm too lazy to even eat this. Eating is effort. Cleaning is effort. And worst of all, when you have breakfast, you wake up your stomach and it keeps wanting you to eat. So don't do that. Just skip breakfast. Just be that lazy bum that sleeps in, rolls out of bed, and just like, oh, you know, maybe I'll have lunch. I can't be bothered. Let me order this super high protein meal that is healthy. Let me just have that. That's what you want. Just skip breakfast. Don't even think of it as a meal. I think it's one of the most overrated things in the whole world. Has to be breakfast. Nobody needs it, but everyone swears by it. Next, don't go to social events. The less I go to these gatherings where there are drinks and friends and cakes and fun, the more chiseled I get. There's literally a formula between how many times I say no in a week and how chiseled my six-pack is. How lean I get, basically. So if you want to get to 10% body fat, you probably have to say 100 no's in a week. If you want to get to 20% body fat, you can say no like maybe 20 times. Do you see what I'm saying? Of course, you can still go there and enjoy the event. Okay, just like you enjoy the ice cream. And there are times when I would go to these events and enjoy myself because that's part of a bigger picture of a holistic life. You don't want to be a hermit in your mom's basement just trying to get a six-pack. That's pretty sad as well. Having said that, you do have to exercise a lot of energy and discipline to stay away from those temptations when you're there. Imagine you're there, everybody's drinking. How hard is it? How easy is it to just like, you know, it's going to be difficult for you to say no to a little glass of champagne. If there's like an apple crumble with freaking amazing whipped cream going around, you might look at that and be like, you know, it's Friday. So you know those things are gonna happen. So by just not showing up to those events, you lower the surface area of you just getting trapped in these situations. You lower the chances of you falling off your diet. Now, this sounds kind of stupid and antisocial to some of you, but those who have seen its benefits will swear by it. Sometimes there's a lot of power in just eliminating a lot of these events that have the chance to derail you in the first place. Next, meditate and visualize your ideal physique. Let's take them one by one. Why does meditation work? Because A, it makes you grateful for the present moment and it lowers your stress. Two things that are going to stop you from binge eating, overeating, stress eating, and anxiety eating. Now, you don't even have to complicate meditation. You can just sit there and breathe and think about how great life is. That is pretty decent start for meditation. You don't actually want to think, you want to bring your awareness to the present moment, but what that's going to do eventually is just make you really grateful. And to be in that positive state of gratitude and lowered stress is just a game changer when somebody wants to get lean. And it's also a game changer for somebody that wants to stay lean, because usually when yo-yo happens, it's out of anxiety and stress and binge eating. And if you stay in that meditative, grateful mindset where you're constantly grateful for the moment and the body that you have, you'll stop feeding it with hate. You'll stop trying to destroy it and sabotage it with bad food. You're literally entering a higher vibration where only like healthy foods resonate with you, and you won't even be drawn to the bad foods. That really is the power of meditation. Take visualization. When you visualize, what you're doing is you're literally fine-tuning, like you tune a guitar, like you're tuning your brain to the wavelength of that body that you want. The vision that you're visualizing of the physique that you want, like you're tuning it so that when you go out into the world, you see things that bring you closer to that goal. The technical term for this is RAS, selective focus. You will selectively focus on things that you believe will bring you closer to that vision just from the fact of you sitting there and visualizing it. And this is genuinely lazy. Like, you're not even going on runs, getting sweaty. You're just sitting there meditating, thinking about it, and it's going to come true. You can literally add this kind of manifestation aspect into your lazy diet routine, and it's going to lower stress and help you get there. Now, if you combine all of these things that I've talked about, that is possibly the laziest way you can get absolutely chiseled. Now, again, if you want my step-by-step system that goes into not just the knowledge, but what you need to do, what you need to think even to get lean and stay lean, broken down into step-by-step formulas, then grab Forever Lean Blueprint, because that's my system for getting lean and staying lean with ease while eating this, and this. I mean, come on now. That's pretty good. And it's pretty easy once you understand the key things that we talked about. If you're a lazy guy, I hope this helped you. If you're not lazy, be smart about it and get a bit lazier, and that might just help you get that six pack you've been wanting. All right, hope this video helps. See you next week. Bye bye.